I am a Beyonce fan, and I have to tell you, I'm going to be watching this documentary, even if she doesn't introduce us to new stuff, even if she tells us that story about how her daddy used to have them run in high heels again. I'm watching. Because fortunately, one of the TVs in our kitchen has closed captioning, so I'll be able to understand what she says. You know, Beyonce can't talk. Beyonce sounds like she's got a 5th grade education. She can't talk.
If you thought Wendy Williams was done stirring the pot after leaving her iconic purple chair, think again. She's back, and this time she's setting her sights on Beyonce. According to the rumors making the rounds, Wendy believes Beyonce has pressured people to walk back or soften comments they've made about her over the years. Whether those claims are true or not, Wendy has never been known for backing down, especially when she feels someone is trying to tell her what she can or cannot say. One topic that keeps resurfacing is the internet's long-running fascination with celebrities thanking Beyonce during major award speeches. Have you ever noticed how often her name comes up on big nights? The conversation really took off after a 2023 Grammy Awards acceptance speech, when a winner thanked Beyonce on stage. Social media quickly ran with the moment, compiling clips of other artists mentioning her in speeches and interviews. Before long, it became an online joke and sparked endless theories about why so many stars seem eager to acknowledge her. Meanwhile, Beyonce has consistently responded the same way, appearing genuinely surprised, smiling politely, and accepting the praise with her usual calm and humble demeanor.
Beyonce controls all women. Beyonce owns women. This is true. Around the world.
I even heard it from Beyonce and all of her Beyonce-ness.
Fastest woman in the world. Is that a lot of pressure that comes with that? No, because I know the truth. I know Beyonce is the queen of the world.
Nice to meet you. The biggest female in the world.
No, I'm not. Beyonce is. Duh. Do not blaspheme Beyonce.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, The Guardian recently said that you're the woman right now making like the best pop music on the planet. As long as Beyonce is alive, that statement is not true.
Thank you. Beyonce's new album release. Woo. I'm excited, but is it okay to release something this fire during a heat wave?
I've often wondered what kind of influence Beyonce has within the entertainment industry. What is it about her that makes so many celebrities speak about her with such admiration and respect? Some fans see it as a reflection of her talent and professionalism, while others believe there's a much bigger story behind the scenes. Even legendary music executive Clive Davis once referred to Beyonce as the First Lady of Music, a title that only added to her larger-than-life image. It leaves people asking the same question: is she simply one of the kindest and most respected artists in the business? Or is there another reason so many people seem careful about how they speak about her? According to Wendy Williams' commentary, the answer has less to do with personality and more to do with influence. Wendy has suggested that many artists go out of their way to avoid being perceived as a threat to Beyonce because of the powerful media relationships and industry support surrounding her career. These are Wendy's opinions and have not been substantiated, but they have fueled countless online discussions over the years. Whether people agree or disagree, it's difficult to ignore how carefully Beyonce has managed her public image. Early in her career, she was already a star, but after her relationship with Jay-Z became public, her brand seemed to reach an entirely different level. Over the years, she transformed herself into a global icon whose image is associated with elegance, professionalism, and near-perfect execution. Every public appearance, interview, and performance appears carefully planned, creating a level of consistency that few entertainers have achieved. Many observers argue that talent and beauty alone aren't enough to maintain that kind of status. Staying at the top of the entertainment world also requires enormous financial resources, worldwide reach, strategic marketing, and an experienced team capable of protecting and strengthening a celebrity's brand. By most accounts, Beyonce has all of those advantages working in her favor. Some commentators even argue that, although Beyonce and Jay-Z entered their relationship as two highly successful artists, her worldwide appeal eventually became so massive that it elevated their combined public image. In that view, their partnership became one of the entertainment industry's most influential power couples, making criticism of either of them feel increasingly uncommon in mainstream media. Supporters would likely argue that this positive coverage reflects decades of success and consistent work. Critics, however, believe that artists who publicly challenge the couple sometimes experience professional setbacks. These claims remain disputed and have never been conclusively proven, but they continue to circulate online. Nicki Minaj is frequently mentioned in those discussions. Some fans point to her public criticism surrounding Jay-Z's title business dealings and claim that her visibility within certain industry circles declined afterward. Others disagree, noting that Nicki has continued to release successful music and maintain a devoted fan base. There is no verified evidence that any reduction in media attention resulted from her comments. Brandy's name has also surfaced in similar conversations. Rumors once circulated claiming she encouraged Kelly Rowland to establish an identity separate from Beyonce. Those reports have never been confirmed, but they became part of broader fan speculation. What is documented is Brandy's own experience working with producer Rodney Darkchild Jerkins. She has spoken about feeling frustrated after creative disagreements during that period. By the time she released Aphrodisiac, many listeners felt that the futuristic R&B sound she had helped pioneer with Darkchild had become strongly associated with Beyoncé's music as well. As a result, Brandy found herself in the difficult position of trying to distinguish her artistry from a sound that audiences increasingly connected with someone else. The rumors surrounding Brandy and Kelly Rowland only added fuel to the speculation, with many claiming their friendship cooled over time. Then, in 2017, Brandy sparked even more conversation when she publicly shared that she wasn't particularly a fan of Beyoncé's song, Bow Down. That brief comment quickly spread across blogs and social media, reigniting debates about whether speaking critically of Beyoncé carries consequences in the music industry, or whether fans simply read too much into isolated moments.
I know that you are a Beyonce fan.
I am.
You're a Beyonce fan, and she recently put out her new song, Bow Down. People are talking about it. Can you weigh in here? Do you think that it deserves such backlash?
You know what? I think art is freedom. You know what I'm saying? And you should be able to express yourself the way you choose to express yourself. Of course, you know, people are going to have their own opinions. They're going to, you know, but opinion is opinion. I think art should be expressed the way it should.
Do you love the song?
I don't love the song, but I love Beyonce.
It's perfectly normal for people to dislike a particular song, even if it's released by one of the biggest artists in the world. Music is subjective, and no performer creates songs that appeal to everyone. However, because the conversation centered on Beyonce, the reaction was far more intense than many people expected. Brandy faced heavy criticism across social media and entertainment blogs after expressing that she wasn't a fan of Bow Down. While the backlash eventually faded, many observers felt it sent a clear message about how strongly some fans defend Beyoncé against criticism. Brandy wasn't the only artist who questioned the song. Keisha Cole also publicly shared her thoughts, saying she preferred the message of women supporting one another rather than lyrics that seemed to promote superiority. She wrote, "First, women need to stick together. Now better bow. Chicks stay shooting the can't stand when people act all self-righteous, when it's convenient to make themselves look good." Her comments sparked an immediate online debate. Some people agreed that she raised a fair point about the song's message, while many others argued that she had taken the lyrics too seriously. Before long, the focus shifted away from discussing the song itself and toward criticizing Keisha, with many labeling her jealous, bitter, or simply looking for attention. Long before conversations involving Nicki Minaj, Brandy, or Keisha Cole, another name often surfaced in entertainment rumors: Blue Cantrell. In the early 2000s, Blue appeared poised to become one of R&B's brightest stars with successful singles like Hit 'em Up Style, Oops, and Breathe. Her career was gaining serious momentum, but gossip surrounding her alleged relationship with Jay-Z soon began making headlines. According to long-standing rumors, Blue and Jay-Z were romantically linked around 2001. During the same period, he was also being connected to Beyonce. Although those reports were never confirmed, the why generated significant media attention. The speculation intensified after Blue appeared on Wendy Williams' radio show and made comments that many listeners felt revealed more than she probably intended, setting off yet another wave of celebrity gossip.
Is he romantically?
No. No, I can't answer that. I can't answer that.
Oh, she's touching him up the neck. Look. You see?
Why do people not want to let the Jay-Z Blue Cantrell thing go?
Because, honey, that was a fabulous little high point in your
Well,
career.
what about Beyonce and Jay-Z? That's fabulous.
Yeah, but...
Blue Cantrell was signed to Def Jam Records, and when Jay-Z became the label's president in 2004, her contract was reportedly not renewed. Blue later suggested that it may have simply been an administrative oversight, but many fans have continued to speculate about what really happened behind the scenes. As her career slowed, some observers began pointing to a series of similarities between her work and Beyoncé's releases. For example, Blue's collaboration with Lady May drew comparisons to Beyoncé and Jay-Z's Bonnie and Clyde, while her hit single Breathe, featuring Sean Paul, was followed months later by Beyoncé's Baby Boy, which also featured Sean Paul. Because both songs prominently emphasized a single repeated word in the chorus, some fans believed the parallels were too close to ignore. Others argued that these similarities were nothing more than common trends in early 2000s R&B. Eventually, Blue publicly voiced her concerns, suggesting that the similarities deserved more attention. Her comments, however, received little response, and much of the public dismissed her criticism as jealousy over Beyoncé's growing success. Whether that perception was fair or not, the conversation quickly shifted away from Blue's concerns and toward questioning her motives. Stories like these have fueled a long-running belief among some commentators that criticizing Beyoncé can carry professional consequences. While there is no verified evidence supporting claims of coordinated retaliation, those rumors have persisted for years, leading some people to believe it's safer to praise one of music's biggest stars than risk becoming the center of controversy. One media personality who rarely avoided those conversations was Wendy Williams. Regardless of how critical she could be, Wendy also frequently praised Beyoncé's talent. She repeatedly referred to her as one of the greatest entertainers of her generation, and even said on one occasion that Beyoncé was the greatest performer, alive or dead. That balance is what made Wendy's commentary stand out. She often criticized the narratives surrounding Beyoncé, while still openly acknowledging her extraordinary ability as a performer.
Can I tell you something? Yes. This is my opinion. And we can fight all day. I don't care. Beyonce is the greatest performer of all time, living or dead. Yep.
Wendy Williams faced intense backlash for making those comments, but anyone familiar with her career knows she's never been the type to back down or retract her opinions simply because they're unpopular. Whether people agreed with her or not, Wendy has always been willing to say exactly what she thinks. Despite being an outspoken admirer of Beyoncé's talent, Wendy has also been one of her most vocal critics. Over the years, she has argued that Beyoncé is exceptionally skilled at maintaining her public image and staying relevant, especially during moments when other female artists began attracting significant attention. In Wendy's view, once people stop treating Beyoncé as someone who can do no wrong, they begin to notice the strategies she believes have helped shape the singer's carefully managed reputation. One of the earliest times Wendy publicly criticized Beyoncé was during the widely discussed television appearance in which some viewers claimed her baby bump appeared to fold unnaturally. While many media outlets avoided the controversy altogether, Wendy addressed it directly on her show, saying the moment looked unusual enough to make anyone take a second look, even devoted Beyoncé fans. Her remarks quickly sparked debate, with supporters and critics arguing over what had actually happened and whether the speculation was justified.
Hardcore fan.
Beyonce, come on, you're not like that, are you? You know how some of these celebrities can be, though. Anything for attention.
Since then, Wendy has continued to question Jay-Z and Beyoncé's relationship, describing it as more of a business partnership than a traditional marriage. In her opinion, while it may have begun with genuine love, the couple's united public image after the cheating controversy became a way to protect their brand and support one another.
It's being reported that this is a business relationship, Now, I refuse to believe that it started out this way. I believe that in the beginning, they were in love, like two people fall in love, and then you get married, and then maybe sometimes, and I'm not suggesting that this is them, but I'm just trying to look at both sides of the coin. Sometimes when business gets so big and you've got two stars in the family and they're competing with one another, sometimes it becomes about staying together so that we, John Q. Public, think that everything's perfect.
For years, discussions about whether Beyoncé has borrowed ideas from other artists have been considered controversial, with many people reluctant to raise the topic for fear of backlash. Wendy Williams, however, never shied away from those conversations. She argued that some of Beyoncé's most celebrated creative moments were heavily inspired by, or too similar to, the work of other artists. Wendy also frequently questioned how Jay-Z and Beyoncé manage their public image, suggesting they were highly strategic in shaping media coverage. In her view, Beyoncé was especially careful about protecting her reputation and influencing how the public perceived her throughout her career.
Okay, I think that Jay-Z and Beyonce are master manipulators of the media. And I also think, yeah. And I think that they are to the point, they will manipulate almost anything. Like, I think it's bad karma to lie about the state of your marriage. Or, I wouldn't even say, I missed work because my son is sick, if he's really not sick, because that just puts a bad karma on you, you know what I mean? Do I think they're pregnant? Probably not. Not for lack of trying, but just because he changed those words to the lyrics just to get us talking, and so we're talking. What I do think, though? I do think that they've announced this to stay in our eye.
As Wendy Williams' health declined due to Graves' disease and she later came under a court-ordered guardianship, some critics claimed her struggles were karma for the harsh comments she had made about celebrities over the years, including Beyoncé. Others rejected that idea entirely. Around the same time, the National Enquirer published a report claiming that Beyoncé had been hurt by Wendy's remarks because she considered her a friend. Wendy quickly dismissed that narrative. She insisted they were not friends, explaining that she had never socialized with Beyoncé or Jay-Z, attended their private events, or had a personal relationship with them. Wendy maintained that her role as a media personality was to share her honest opinions and report on celebrity news, regardless of how famous or influential the subject might be.
Says another source, was the fact that some of the rumors were being perpetuated by people they considered friends, like talk show host Wendy Williams. Well, first of all, you're not a credible source, because if you were, then you would know I've never partied with them. I've never been to their house. I don't swim in their pool. Like, we're not friends. I'm a pop culture pundit and commentator, right? That's what you call it. Pop culture woman. And I talk about people.
Despite her ongoing health struggles, Wendy Williams has continued to stand by the opinions she expressed over the years. She has insisted that her goal was never to tear down a beloved entertainer or dismantle a family many people view as pop culture royalty. Instead, Wendy has argued that public figures, including Beyoncé and Jay-Z, should be open to the same level of scrutiny as anyone else, regardless of their fame or influence. According to Wendy, fans should look beyond carefully crafted public images and judge celebrities by their actions rather than their reputations. She has also commented on business decisions involving Jay-Z, arguing that when controversy surrounds him, Beyoncé often remains publicly silent while continuing to support her husband. Wendy has suggested that, as a married couple with shared business interests, their careers and public images are closely connected. These are Wendy's opinions and have been the subject of ongoing debate. Many people disagreed with her, while others felt she raised a valid point about celebrity culture and the reluctance to criticize certain public figures. One fan summed up that perspective by saying, "I'm a huge fan of Beyoncé and Jay-Z, but I don't think they're above criticism. Why does it feel like people are afraid to admit they don't agree with something they've done?" What do you think? Do you believe celebrities should be treated like anyone else when it comes to criticism? Or has Beyoncé's influence made those conversations more controversial? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more videos.